Good morning, everyone. Last session we had done the discussion with conditional statements, right? So for logical thinking, these three concepts are very, very important. Operators, and then second one is conditional statements, and the third one is looping statements. Looping statements. So these two topics already we had done in the last session. Okay, so in the conditional statement, we had done the discussion with the if statement, if else, okay, if else. These all are keywords only. Okay, these all are keywords. Whenever you are writing the program, you must use the predefined keywords. Keywords always should be in the all characters should be in the lowercase. Okay, if else, and next we had done with the if else if, and then we had done with the nested if, and then we had done the discussion with switch case right. Okay, so after this we have the topic that is the looping statements. So in the interview perspective, if you attend the interview, they will ask the first the basic question. Any topic, the basic question is what is looping statements, what is the purpose of the looping statements, can you please explain? This is the very basic question, right? Looping statements, basically the purpose of looping statements which are used to execute the statements repeatedly. execute the execute the statements repeatedly. Okay, so is there any categories, is there any classification we have under the looping statements? Yes, we have. What they are? First one is while loop. We will discuss about the while loop, and then second one is we will discuss about the do while loop, and third one we will discuss about the for loop, and fourth one we will discuss about the nested for loop, and fifth one we will discuss about the for each loop. Okay, for each loop, these are the topics we will discuss under the looping statements. Okay, the main purpose of looping statements, which are used to execute the statements repeatedly, Okay, so under the looping statements, these are the classifications: while loop, do while loop, for loop, nested for loop, for each loop, Okay, we'll go with one by one, then we'll get the clarity of it. So first we'll go with while loop. Okay, so all our main purpose, all types main purpose is the same, to execute the statements, but we have the little difference between among them. Okay, so while loop, which is used to execute the statements until the condition is true. Execute the statements until the condition is true. Execute the statements until the condition is true. Okay, condition is true. Okay, I will show you. Is there any syntax for the while loop? Yes, we have the syntax. So syntax for the while loop. While is the keyword, right? While is the predefined keyword. So all predefined keyword, all characters should be in the lowercase. Okay. So everything is matters. Don't use any apart from this. Don't use any characters. Okay. All characters should be in the lowercase. Okay. While is the predefined keyword. Okay. Right way. So here you should take the condition. Okay, until the condition is satisfied, it will execute the whatever the statements are already available inside the while loop. Okay, so I will show you through the MS Paint also. We'll get the clarity of it. Basically what will happen generally internally the process. So we are discussing about the while loop, right? Also here we need to aware of three words. What are the three words? One is initialization, and second one is condition, and third one is the increment or decrement. These words already you learned in the previous classes, right? Initialization meaning we are assigning one value to the variable. Okay, condition meaning, so we will give some condition like there we can we will use the operators topic. So based on that, we will give some condition and then we will increment or decrement. Okay. These three we will use in the loop concept. Okay. I will show you, I will use MS Paint as well. So through that, we'll get the clarity of it, how the process which happens internally. Okay. So I will use the MS Paint generally. This is, I can take the some black color. Now, if you see here, the syntax of it, you know, the purpose is it will execute the statements until the condition is true, right? Okay, so we'll try to discuss with syntax. So syntax, I would say syntax for the while block. So I can take some, uh, the size is two. Okay, fine. Syntax for the while block. While is the predefined keyword, and then here you should take the condition. Okay, and then from here to here, this is the scope of the while block. Scope of the while block. Scope of while block, right? Scope of while block. Okay, fine. And then this is the condition, and here we'll be having some set of statements. Okay, until the condition is satisfied, it will iterate, it will print the same statements. Okay, it will print the same statements. I will write one program, and then after execution of that program, we'll see how the process will happen internally. Okay, how the process would happens internally, we'll try to understand. Okay, so simply I will go to wherever your folder will be there, so you can simply go there, and then there you can open any file. So in my case, I will take demo.java. So I will remove this one. Now you can see here, this structure already, you are already aware of it, right? From here to here, this is the scope of the class, and where you have the main method. Every program execution start from the main method only. Why? Because JVM knows only one method, that is the main method. So that's where every program execution will start from the main method only. Okay, fine. Now, so we are discussing about the while while loop, right? So first we need to initialize. So I'm initializing some value with 1, meaning 1 is the value, x is the container. So I am initializing this x variable with one value. So what does it mean? I am initializing the one value to the variable. So I will mention initialization. Are you guys clear with my pointer? This is initialization. So I will clearly mention initialization. Okay, fine. So here I will take the condition. So for taking the, we are discussing about the while block, right? While is the keyword. All characters should be in the small case. Okay, and this is the scope of the while block. And okay, this is the scope of the while block. Here I will take the condition. So so many possibilities will be there. So simply I am taking x less than or equal to 5. Less than or equal to 5. Okay, in your case you can take number of possibilities. Okay, so here simply I will take some dummy message, which is like I would say system dot out dot print ln, and then here some dummy message or anything. For example, if I the pass the same variable, the same where I would say variable, and then initialization is run, and now this statement is the condition. And then if I save the file, so who the beginners, if I save the file, and then this file name is demo.java, right? Okay, now if you see the result, how the result will would come, you can open the command prompt. You can compile your file with the java c demo.java. Are you guys clear with my pointer? Java C, my file has successfully compiled, and you have to interpret our file Java demo. Okay, Java demo. Okay, fine. So So you, you guys observe when I interpret this file, you can see the result. Okay. She's in comments. Yeah. Okay. You can save the file, and then again you can come here, and then I would say you can compile the file by using compiler command, and then how to execute the file. Now, if you see the result, how the result is coming. So it is printing continuous one number. If I open my laptop after 1 week, so my program will be executing same. If I open my laptop after 1 year, my program will be executed with the same number. Why? Because it is not satisfying the condition. Okay, it is not satisfying the condition. If I open the laptop after 2 years, so it will be continuously print my number. Okay, only the charging is enough. If my laptop have the charging, it will continuously executing my program. Okay, so basically that's where we have to mention the increment. Okay, increment x, I can say plus plus. So what will happen internally? Now I can save the file, and then if I come here and then Control Shift C, and again you can compile the file, and again we can run the file. Okay. Now if you see, in this case you are getting the values is 5. Okay. So the thing is, what is happening the process internally? That is the important thing, right? So I will show you how what is the process which is happens internally. So then we'll get the clarity of it. Okay. So simply we are discussing about the while block, right? So here I am taking the condition. The condition is first thing is initialization. So int x equal to I am initializing with 1. Not only 1, you can initialize with to any number. Any number if you want to initialize, you can initialize. Okay. So this is called initialization. Initialization. Okay, done. This is done. This is done. Okay. Now while is the keyword, right? So all characters should be in the lower case. Okay, that is also fine. So I am taking while keyword. This is clear. I am taking while keyword also. Here I would take condition. The condition you can take based on your requirement. So in my case, I am taking the condition as x less than or equal to 5. What does it mean? 5 is the value, and x should be less than 5 or equal to 5. The condition you can take as your wish. There is no restrictions at all. Okay. Now here I am taking one statement, that is the SOP statement, and here I pass the same container here, same variable here. So in this case, what will happen basically? So the controller, so in the program, Java program, the controller will come from top to bottom, right? So first it will come to here, in this line it will come. So it will look for the container, which value it has assigned. It is assigned with 1, and then the controller will come check the condition. So x is less than or equal to 5. Absolutely, it is true. So the controller will go to inside the while block, and it will repeatedly it execute the same statement repeatedly. It is not satisfying the condition. So until the condition is satisfied, it will execute the same statements multiple times. So that's why in the first case, like we are getting the same one number, we are printing multiple times. Okay. So instead of that, this is condition, right? I would say this is the condition. Now what I am doing, I will mention increment. Okay. So increment, post increment, pre increment already we had done the in the previous sessions, right? Simply what I will do here, I will mention increment plus plus. What it will do? What is the purpose of x plus plus? X variable increment by 1. Increment by 1. X variable. So I can write clearly here x variable increment by 1, x variable increment by 1, x variable increment by 1. This is clear. Increment by 1. Okay, now what will happen? So we'll come with one by one, then we'll get the clarity. So first controller come here. X is holding the value is 1. And then it will come here and it will check the condition. X is less than or equal to 5. It is the true or false? True. If it is true, then the controller will come down and it will print the statement one time. Okay. So after the next statement, what we have? Increment. Increment meaning already x is holding the value is 1. Now x is increment by the 1. Now the x is holding the value is 2. Okay, now the x is value holding, x is the holding the value is 2. Now you can check here, 2 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, if the condition is true, then the controller again come down and it will print the statements. It will print the statement second time. Now x is holding the values 2. Here we will mention the x plus plus, right? X is increment by 1. Now x is holding the value is 3. X is holding the value is 3. I can mention here x is holding the value is 3. Then the controller come here and it will check the condition. 3 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then the controller come inside and it will execute this statement. Okay. And now it has printed x is holding the value is 3. X is increment by 1. Now x is holding the value is 4, right? X is holding the value is 4. I can write here x is holding the value is 4. Okay, then the controller will come here and 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, the controller will come down. It will print this statement. This is the 4 and then x is increment by 1. So this will be 5. Okay, and then again it will check the condition. X is less than or equal to 5. Yes, then the controller will come down and it will print this statement, and again what will happen? X plus plus meaning, x plus plus meaning 6. X is holding the value is 6, right? X is holding the value 6. Now we can check the condition. We can check the condition. 6 less than or equal to 5. No, so that the condition is false here. So if the condition is false, the controller got terminated here itself. Okay, so this is the process which happens internally. We need to aware how the process is happens internally. Okay, everyone is clear? Okay, so this is the thing how to remember. We have taken three statements in three different lines. Initialization should be in the one line, condition should be in the one line, increment should be in the one line. Okay, increment should be in the line. So this is with respect to while block, the while loop. Okay, so the main purpose of while loop, if anyone will ask, so at the time you can tell the answer. While loop, which is used to execute the statements until the condition is true. Until the condition is true, you can execute the statements. Until the condition is true, you should execute the statements. Okay, this is clear. Now the next thing is where you have the do while block actually. Do while. Now I will simply go to the notepad. From notepad onwards, we'll start with the do while. Guys, if you understand these topics, these are very, very small topics actually. Core Java meaning very fundamentals actually. Okay, very easy. Please concentrate. Okay. Okay. Do while block also, the main purpose is to execute the statements. So here the basically syntax for the do while. I can say we can mention do block, and from here and here we will take the condition, and from here to here. Okay, so that if anyone will ask like can you tell me the definition for the do while meaning? So before checking the condition, before checking the condition before checking the condition it will execute at least one time. It will it will execute at least one time. It will execute the statements at least one time. At least one time. Okay, so in the I will show you simply. Do is the keyword, right? And starting curly braces to ending curly braces, this is the scope of do block, and this is the while block. Okay, this is the while block. Okay, now what I'm doing, so simply I am coming here, and then I will go with the both ways in the notepad and programmatically, and the process, what the process will happens internally. So we'll try to understand all the ways, you know, then you will get the clarity on it. Okay, so simply we are discussing about the do block, do while basically. Okay, if you see here, what will happens in case of do while. So do is the predefined keyword, while is also predefined keyword. Now you can take the condition. So condition is, in my case, I'm taking the condition is, I'm taking some int a equal to 1. Okay, do block from here to here. This is the scope of the do block. This is the scope of do block. Scope of, okay, scope of do block, right? Next, while is also predefined keyword, right? While is also predefined keyword. Here you should take the condition a less than or equal to 5. Okay, a less than or equal to 5, and then these are the separators actually. Okay, semicolon is the separator. What the semicolon will do? It will it will separate the line actually. Okay, this is the separators actually. Okay, now uh, before checking the condition, it will execute. So if the condition is true or false, that is not a matter. Before checking the condition, at least it will print at least one time. Before checking the condition, it will print at least one time. Okay, at least one time. So I will show you. This is the syntax for do while. Do while. So here also we should take the condition initialization in one line. Initialization in one line, and condition you should take in one line. This is the condition. This is the condition you should take in one line, and here you should take the increment or decrement also. I will show you programmatically, then we'll get the good clarity on it. So I'm using the same file. Okay, I'm using the same file. Are you guys clear with my point? So same. So this structure already you guys aware. This is the class scope. This is the main method scope. Inside the main method, I'm taking, I would say, int a variable 1. Okay, I'm initialize, and then here I would like to take do block. So do is the predefined keyword, right? Then I can take the do block. Okay, fine. So here I would like to take some statement, which is basically, here I would take the statement system dot out dot println. So here I would like to take some a. Not only a, you can pass some dummy message also. For I would like to pass some dummy message. Hello world, hello. Okay, okay, hello. I am passing some hello, right? Okay. Now next part is while. While is the predefined keyword. Okay. So here I am taking the condition. So the condition what I am taking, a is less than or equal to 5. Okay, a is less than or equal to 5, and here I am taking semicolon, and then what I am telling here, it is before checking the conditions. So the controller first it will come to here, and it will execute the statements. It will execute the statement. Okay, now if you observe here, this is the initialization, and this is the condition, and I'm not mention any increment or decrement. Then in that case what will happen, it will continuously, it will print the hello statement. Okay, hello statement until the condition is satisfied, it will print the hello statement only. So I will show you, I will run the program and then I will show you, then you know I will get the clarity on it. So simply can come wherever the file is available, you can come to the file location, you can open the cmd, and there itself you can look for the java c and then demo.java. Okay, the file has successfully compiled java demo. Okay, so if you see here, the hello is printing continuously. If I open my laptop after 1 month, it will be printed continuously. It will be executed continuously. Okay. So how can I overcome that issue? We have to mention increment. Have to mention increment. Okay. So I will mention increment a plus plus, and then I am saving the file. Okay. And then simply I am coming to here, and then how to stop this one? Control Shift C. Okay, and then now again you have to compile the file java c and then demo.java, demo.java. Okay, and then java demo. Okay, now if you see how many times it is printing, 5 times it is printing. If I take the number instead of string, if I take the number, if you see what will happen generally. So if I take the a variable and then if I save the file, I'm saving the file simply, and then I'm come down, and again up arrow. So up arrow will provide the previous commands actually. Okay, okay. Then now if you see, we are getting the values up to 5, right? So then what is the process will happens in case of do while internally? Okay, so the simply I will tell you here, we are initializing the value int a equal to with 1, right? Now a is holding the value 1. Do is the keyword. So if it is the keyword, all characters should be in the small case. Okay, and from here to here, this is the scope of the, from starting curly braces to ending curly braces, you can call scope of the block. I mentioned scope of block. Okay, scope of block. Okay, fine. Scope of do block. Here I will pass some dummy message. Anything you can pass, you can pass the string. So in my case, I am passing the variable. I am passing variable. Okay. And then next thing is while is the keyword, right? While is also keyword. If it is keyword, all characters should be in the small case. Should take the condition. I'm taking the condition a is less than or equal to 5. Okay. And then I'm terminating. What will happen in generally in this case, the control, I would say the controller first, it will come to this line and it will check a container which value it is storing. So a is holding the value 1, and then it will come to here and it will execute at one time. Okay, here there is no increment, right? There is no increment, so that's why it will print the statement multiple times. Instead of that one, we need to mention increment or decrement. A plus plus. Then what will happen? A is already holding the value is 1. A plus plus meaning 2. Right? Now it will come to here. 2 less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then the controller again it will come to here and then it will print this statement. Again what will happen? A plus plus meaning x is holding the value is 3, meaning a is increment by 1, right? Now this is the 3. Again it will check the condition. 3 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Again it will go to the loop and then it will print this one and again it will increase. Increase meaning 4. Now it is 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, again it will go here and it will print the statement and then a is increment by 1, which meaning 5. Okay,
5 is less than or equal to 5? Yes, again it will go to here and a is increment by 1, which meaning a is 6. A is 6, right? 6 is, okay, 6. 6 is less than or equal to 5. False, the condition is false, right? Then the controller got terminated here itself. Okay, this is the I would say which happens the process internally. The main purpose of this one is we can the same statement we can print multiple times. We can print multiple times based on the conditions. Based on the conditions, we can print multiple times. So based on the condition, we can print the same statement multiple times. So at that time, we can go with while and do while. Are you guys clear with my point? Only the difference between the while and do while is, so in while case, until the condition is, it will print the statements. In case of do while, before the checking the condition, it will execute at least one time. Okay, it will execute at least one time. Are you guys clear with my points? Next thing is for loop. For loop is very easy actually, so I will tell you. You can come to the notepad. Now you guys observe here. If you observe the syntax here, normally as of so far we are taking the this int a equal to 1, right? This is initialization. This is initialization, okay? And then here we will take some dummy message, and then here we will mention some increment or decrement, okay? This is the increment or decrement. You can take increment, okay? And then here here we will take the condition, right? If you see here, in case of do while and while, so the three statements we have taken in three different lines. Three different lines. Are you guys clear with my point? In case of for loop, we'll take all statements in one line only. This is clear. So compared to this is easy or not? Are you guys clear with my point? In while and do while, the three statements we will take in three different lines actually. Okay, that will increase the lines of code, right? So instead of taking in three lines, you can take in single line also. You can take in single line also. So the single line meaning the same line here itself you can take the initialization, okay, and then you can take the condition, okay, and then we should take the increment or decrement. Okay, so this is for loop, so which is used to execute the statements, execute the statements repeatedly. Then in the interview perspective, very frequent question is, so for loop also used for execute the statement repeatedly, while loop also used for execute the statement repeatedly. Then what is the difference between the while loop and for loop? If the both are doing the same process, then what is the difference between the while and for loop? Hmm. Hmm. When should I go for the for loop and when should I go for the for loop? When should I go for the while loop and when should I go for the for loop? So this is the very frequent questions in the interview panel you will face. Okay, the question is, interview question is, what is the difference between for and while loop? What is the difference between for and while loop? I can mention while and for loop. Okay, okay. While loop is while loop is condition based loop, right? While loop is condition based loop. Based on the condition, it will execute the statements. So what I'm saying is, while loop is condition based statement. Condition based. While is the condition based loop. Okay. In case of for is the range based loop. For is the range based loop. Then again, what does it mean by range? Again, what does it mean by range? Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys already aware of condition? So how it will work based on the condition? Are you guys already aware? So in case of for loop, what I am saying, for is the which is used to execute the statements repeatedly based on the range. Based on the range. This is the definition for the for loop. Now what I am saying, what does it mean by range? Hmm? Range means number. Okay, range means number. For example, if I tell you guys can go to the Martali and return back to BML 10 times, so I am there, I am mentioning some number, right? So what we have to do, we have to go and come 10 times. If I give the assignment, you guys please do this assignment 5 times. At the time, what you guys will do, you should do 5 times assignment, right? That is range based. If I tell the specific number, you guys should do this assignment this times, like based on some number. Such kind we can go with for loop. Okay, if you know how many times the statements you want to iterate, you want to execute, if you know how many times, at the time you can go with for loop. You don't know how many times you want to print the statements, at the time you can go with while block. While block in the real time scenarios, very important these are. Okay, we will regularly we will use the while block. We will regularly we will use the while block. Okay, these are very important. Okay, whatever we are saying the topics, everything is very important. Okay, regularly if you are the backend pure backend developer, Java backend developer, regularly we will use these statements. Regularly we will use, daily daily we will use these statements. Okay, now we are discussing about the for, right? Okay, for, okay, fine. Now simply mm, we'll go with the file and then we can write some program on it, then we'll execute and then we'll see the statements. If you guys observe this program, so we have taken the, I would say, initialization in one statement, and then condition in one line, increment in one line. Okay, now you can observe what I'm doing. I'm taking the for loop. Okay, and then from scope of this for loop and the same initialization I'm taking here. Okay, I'm taking what does it mean? This is the initialization. Okay, and then next thing is we can take the condition. So I'm taking this condition, I'm manipulating the, okay, okay, and then increment or decrement, or decrement. Okay, now this is clear. For is having three statements in single line. This is initialization, condition, and then increment. Okay, inside the for block, I am taking the statement which is system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println, and then here I will mention a, and then I will save the file. Okay, I will save the file, and then you can simply come wherever the file is available. You can go to that file location, and you can click on the up arrow. You can get the previous commands. You click on it. You click on it. Then you are getting here. No need to mention how many errors you are getting. Two errors. One is this one, and then second one where the error is coming in the line number 8. Okay, so based on this one you can get the, you can find out the errors. Okay, so the error is getting line number 8, right? So where will you see the line numbers? This is the line numbers. The top, I would say left to bottom, we have the line number. So total our program will be having 70 lines. Among those 70 lines, which is showing the error in line number 8. So we can come here, this is the line number 8, right?
can save. This is the condition, initialization, condition, and then increment. From here, this is the keyword. So keyword is having all characters in lowercase, and simply have taken some SOP statements, and I'm passing variable. I'm saving the file. Again, you can come to here. Now what you will do, you can compile the file. So if you see the file has successfully compiled, right? And then you have to execute the file. Okay, you are getting the final output. Then what will happen internally the process? Are you guys clear with my point? So instead of taking the multiples, we can take single line also. I will show you the syntax. Instead of taking the multiple lines in for loop, we can take in single line. For is the keyword, and you can take the initialization int a equal to, I can mention 1. Next, I would like to take the condition a plus plus. Okay, condition also okay, fine. Condition should take a less than or equal to 5. Okay. Next, increment or decrement, we can take anything. Okay. Now from here to here, this is the scope of for block. Inside the for block, I will take one sysout statement. Here I would pass the variable. You can pass the variable, you can pass the string, anything you can pass. Then what will happen? So the first row, the controller will come here. Okay, it will check this one. A is holding the value is 1, and then immediately it will check the condition. So 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then it will come to down. It will execute this at one time. Okay, and then again it will come here. It will a is increment by 1, which meaning a is holding the value is 2. Now a is holding the value is 2. Okay, if it is holding the value is 2, then again it will check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then the controller will come to here. It will print this statement. This is the number 2, and then again it will increment by the 1. Now a is holding the value is 3. A is holding the value is 3. A is holding the value is 3, and the controller come down. The controller will check the condition. The condition 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes. The controller will come down and it will print the third time, and then again it is increment by the 1. Now A is holding the value is 4, right? A is holding the value is 4. It will check the condition. Okay, the condition 4 less than or equal to 5. Yes, it will come down, it will execute the statement. This is the fourth time it will be execute, and then again it will go to the this one increment. Now a is holding the value is 5. I can take a is 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, less than or equal to 5, meaning they both are equal, right? Now it will come down, it will execute the statements, it will print fifth time. Okay, it will increment by 1. So the finally you will get 6, a equal to 6. It will check the condition. 6 less than or equal to 5. No, the condition is false, right? The condition is not satisfied. Then the controller got terminated here. Okay, before. So this is the process which happens internally. Okay, every time it will I would say it will execute the statements repeatedly. Okay, for is for range based loop, and while is for condition based loop. Condition based loop. Okay, do while is also condition based loop only, but before checking the condition it will execute at least one time. That is the only the difference between while and do while. But in the interview perspective, very frequent question is, what is the difference between the While and for loop. While is condition based loop, for is the range based loop. If you know the exact number, how many times you want to execute the statements, at the time you can go with for loop. You don't know how many times you want to execute, at the time you can go with while loop. While loop. Okay. This is all about for loop. And we have the one more, I would say, loop is nested loop. So nested loop, if you understand the for loop, nested loop is very easy actually. Okay, I will show you. Next thing is nested loop. I can mention nested loop. So nested loop, which is used for pattern printings. Pattern printings, like some stars will be there. So I will show you some examples. We'll get the clarity on it. Pattern nested loop patterns in Java. Okay, we go with the images. These are the patterns. If you see, these are the pattern printings. So nested loop, with the help of a nested loop, you can able to print the pattern printings. Okay, pattern print. These all are the patterns. These all are the patterns. Okay, fine. Now can come to here. Like already you guys aware of for loop, how the for loop syntax should be. For, you can take the initialization. Okay, you can take the initialization, and then you should take the condition. You should take the condition. Next you can take the increment. Are you guys clear with my point? This is one for loop, right? Nested for loop meaning one for loop available inside another for loop. That's it. So simply you can take this one, and then I am copying this one, and then I am going inside, I am placing this one. That's enough. Are you guys clear with my point? What I'm saying? Nested for loop meaning nested is nothing but one for loop available inside the another for loop. Now this is called outer for loop. This is called inner for loop. This is called outer for loop, and this is called inner for loop. Inner for loop. So I will write the syntax here, then we'll get the full clarity on it. Okay. For loop is very easy actually. I'll show you the syntax. Nested for loop. I'm taking the, now can take, normally you will write the for loop right like this, right? For, you can take the initialization, and then condition. Next you can take increment or decrement. Okay, this is the, with respect, this is the one for block. Okay, what I'm saying is nested for meaning one loop present. So this one I am keeping here. Inside this one I am keeping one more for loop. For example, the same statement I am taking here. That is for is the keyword. Okay, fine, very good. Initialization. Next you can take a condition. Okay, and then you can take increment or decrement, and from here to here. This is the one for block, right? What I am doing, the same statement one more time I am writing inside the for block. That's enough. Int condition, and then we can mention increment. That's enough. This is called outer for block. This is called outer for block. Meaning it is outside now. So that's why we can say outer for block. And this is called inner for block. Inner for block. Inner for block. This is clear, guys. Here the thing is one more important point. Only one point you should remember in this case. For example, for example, if I take the, I'm initializing the value with some number. For example, int a equal to someone. Okay, a less than or equal to 5. Okay, if I mention a plus plus, okay, and if I come down, the thing is every execution of outer block, inner loop will be executed 5 times. That is the only the point you should remember. Okay, so the statement I will write here: every execution of outer for block, every execution of outer for block, outer for block, 5 times inner for block will be executed. 5 times inner for block will be executed. Inner for block will be executed. This is the only the point you should remember. Are you guys clear with my point? Why only I am taking the 5? If you take the 10, in that case what will happen? 10 times. Okay, based on the condition. So if I take the 5, every execution of outer block, 5 times inner block will be executed. Okay, 5 times inner block will be executed. This is the only the point we have to remember in case of nested loop. In case of nested loop. Okay, I will go to the program and then I will write some program on it. Then we'll see the programmatically and theoretically as well. I can go to the demo.java, the same file I'm using. If you can see here, this is already one for block is available, right? Nested meaning one for will present inside another, right? So simply I am copying this statement. Okay, and my cursor is placed inside the for block, and then I am control V, I am pasting that one. So for understanding purpose, I am adjusting the lines. I am adjusting the lines. Okay. Now the thing is, here already the container here already we used, right? So here we will use another container, that is the B. Okay, here also you can mention the B, and then here also you can mention the B. You can mention the B, and here you can mention with the condition A. We are establishing the relation between outer fur and inner fur in this condition. In this condition, okay, fine. Now I can mention some symbol, that is the star symbol. I can mention with the star symbol. Okay, and then here I can mention print. I'm saving this one. I'm saving this one, and then simply I go to my where the file is available. You can go there. Java C demo.java. The file has compiled. We are getting the symbols, right? So if I mention any other symbol, I will mention asterisk. Asterisk. This is the asterisk. You can call star also. I'm saving this one, and then I will come here. Guys, easy or not? Only the thing already we done with for loop, right? The same for loop again we are writing. The same for loop again we are writing. Okay. So the thing is here I would say every execution of outer for block, for block will be executed 5 times. Inner for block will be executed 5 times, or the condition. So every execution, first it will execution of every execution of outer for block, it will execute until the condition is satisfied, and then it will increment, and then again it will come. So every execution of outer block, 5 times inner for block will be executed. That is the point how to be noted. Okay, like I would say, basically the nested loop, which is for actually printing the pattern predict. Like I showed some patterns, right, in the Chrome. So these many patterns you can print. These many patterns you can print. Okay, if you use the this in case of you can take the numbers also will get, and if you take the like if you take the decrement you will get like this. Okay, and these are multiple patterns actually. These are the multiple patterns. Okay, where we will take the conditions, based on the conditions we will print the multiple patterns. These all are multiple patterns. Okay, so those multiple patterns you can try in your free time. So the thing is, you can take the two for loops, one for loop you can keep inside the another for loop, then you can print the pattern printings. The main purpose of nested for loop basically to print, which is for pattern printings. Pattern printings, I can mention pattern printings. The main purpose of this one is pattern printings. This is the notes, right? Nested for loop. The main purpose of this one is for pattern printings. For pattern printings. Okay, and one more we have the for each loop. So for each loop also very important. So which is for to iterate the elements, to iterate the elements, to iterate the elements one by one, to iterate the elements one by one. Okay, one by one. So this one we will discuss in the arrays concepts. Okay, so there itself in the one reference variable multiple elements will be stored in the same reference variable side. You want to iterate, how will you iterate? There we will use the for each loop. Okay, what it will do, it will retrieve the values one by one. Okay, it will retrieve the values one by one. For each loop main purpose is iterate or retrieve, both are same. It is used to retrieve the values one by one. What are the values are stored inside the variable, it will retrieve. Okay, it will retrieve the values one by one. It will retrieve the values one by one. Okay, this one we will discuss in case of arrays. Okay, arrays we will discuss this one in collections. This is also we will regularly we will use the in real time scenarios. Real time scenarios. So whatever the topics we had done so far, operators, and the next thing is conditional statements. Conditional statements, any project you can take, any project you can take. Next thing is loops. Okay, we can say looping statements. Any project, the backend project, any project you can take. Without these three topics there is no project actually. Okay, there is no project actually. These three are very important, and these are very I would say frequently daily we will work on these three areas. Okay, so you guys please be practice multiple times. Please be practice multiple times. Whoever is good at these three topics, they are strong at logical thinking. They are all strong at logical thinking. Okay, operators, conditional statements, and looping statements. Looping statements, very important. Okay, so the topics are actually very easy. So don't I would say confuse. Okay, if you like, if you have any confusion also you can ask me, then I can tell in better manner, in very better manner also I can tell. Okay, so this is all about today. Now what you guys will do, we can do the multiple programs. So I will share the some patterns on the, I would say this one, nested for loop, and I will share some problems on while, do while, for nested for loop on. I will share some patterns. You guys please be practice, and then you can do the assignments and you can share in the groups. Okay, this is your assignment. So everything is important. So only the thing is, during the time training session you have to dedicate yourself, your dedication and your time. Okay, you have to spend the time. Okay, time and then commitment. These three are required. These three are required. Any technology you are learning, these three are required. You have to spend the time, you have to do a commitment and dedication. These three are required for everybody. Okay, so that's it today. I'm winding the session. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. I'm winding the session. We'll catch up in the